Hey everyone, I'm out on the trail. We've got the Kelly on, as you can see. So we've got a brew on the go, so hot chocolate, a drop of rum just to warm up. Although saying that, it's really mild today. It is quite mild at moments, times. Temperature drops, bit of mist out there, but a beautiful day for getting up and getting out and about out on the trail. So I brought you to somewhere that is really important to me, somewhere that was an absolute milestone along my journey. I'm sitting on a bench, as you can see in the background there. There's a way marker, and I'm just going to get the Kelly off the boil. So as you can see, that is boiling and bubbling away now. So that's boiling, so let me just get off the boil, and then we will be back with it. Kelly kettle is so effective, as you can see. You could also cook on that, and that, to be honest with you, I think that I lit that, started recording, and I would say that has come to the boil in about 2 minutes, if that. So it's as fast as a kettle, so the perfect outdoor kettle. But as I was saying, this bench where I am, very important to me. Very important place. As you can see, you've got the way marker sign in the background there. Heading out towards that way is a beautiful Worth church, and the reason why this place is really important, it's a really important milestone to me. Their dog saying hello. Really important milestone to me is, in the post that I put up recently, I was talking about, you know, it's a new year and our New Year's resolutions. Bullshit. And for me, I think that when you kind of, you know, so many of us kind of go, you know what, new year, fresh start, new beginning. And I absolutely get that. You know, what I'd really encourage you to think that, you know, actually every day can be, you know, a new start, a new beginning, you know, but they're pinnacle gateways, and I absolutely get that and understand that. But what I was trying to get to is that there's a huge difference between like motivation and inspiration. And one of the things that I was really wanting to try and share and get across is that within our lives we need to find the want, that innate want, or that innate desire, that innate passion, and then, you know, move towards it. But importantly, at that level, it starts to move towards you, it starts to magnetize you, it starts to grab hold of you. So, you know, it goes from motivation to absolute inspiration at that level and at that point. And, you know, you don't have to work so hard at it, you really don't, because it magnetizes you, it grabs hold of you. So I've brought you here, so I've been out and I've probably done, I'm around about the 25-mile mark now, a nice big loop out and back round, and I've brought you here because this exact spot was really fundamental. It's an absolute milestone in my journey. As many of you know, the physical challenges that I've had, and, you know, a lot of the core work that I'm wanting to do, and Sarah and I, what we're really about is to really share with you and show you that the impossible can become possible. And this very bench is where so much for me absolutely become possible. So I come out of hospital, and I was told, you know, you might have to prepare yourself to end up in a wheelchair. You know, AS is a very aggressive condition. It grabs hold of you and beats the living daylights out of you. But the very thing that I discovered through this was that, do you know what, it was gripping hold of me, it was hard on me because I was hard on myself. Okay, so there's an absolutely cohesion between what is going on with you, you know, to how you think, how you feel, how you see the world around you, you know. And I was really hard on myself. So you know what, this was hard on me, you know. And I was told best prepare yourself, you know. That's where you may end up. You may end up in a wheelchair. So I was learning to literally find my feet again, and I had the most amazing physiotherapist that come and first kind of a few hours of coming round for the operation, sat beside my bed and said to me, you know what, Shane, what is it you want? What do you want? And not only what do you want from this, and what does that look like? And you know what, that was the most powerful question that could have ever been asked of me at that moment in time, because I sat there and she looked at me and said, you know what, do you want to get out of bed? Do you want to get up, or do you want to stay where you are? And that, you know, she almost like it's almost like she knew who I was, to kind of, you know, create that level of, one, to start with motivation, and then that motivation absolutely moved into the inspiration, because it fostered, it set fire to the want inside of me. And the want was, you know what, I want change. And predominantly I was absolutely on my knees. You know, I was at a point where, you know what, I'd hit quite a very low point, and you know what, I want to now transform all of this. So the want was raw, it was alive, and it grabbed hold of me. And that gives you the momentum. You know, I think some of the biggest changes that you can ever go through in life are when you're absolutely at that lowest point. And it's almost like, you know, it's vast. It literally just cracks you right open. And I found my want, and her and a guy that I kind of was going to physio classes. Now, he was really interesting. He turned around and said to me, you know what's going to be really good for you is getting on a static bike. And me, in my wisdoms, thought, you know what, a static bike, I'm going to get onto a real bike, you know. And I remember my dad saying to me at the time, you know, the fresh air would do you good, but you know, it gently does it. So I had to have help getting on a bike, and I had to get a foot strap to pull my foot up to the pedal, to be able to reach the pedal. And then I would cycle to the end of the road and back. I would sleep, you know, 6, 7, 8 hours sometimes, rest, recover, and repeat again the next day. And over a period of time, the end of the road would get to the next road would get to the road after. And you know, I was always moving forwards, you know, but the key was I was moving forward slowly, but on firm, solid foundations. You know, nowadays we're always in a rush, you know. Sometimes what we've got to do is kind of allow things to kind of breathe and build upon foundations. Solid foundations is the key. So when we talk about New Year's resolutions, how many of those New Year's resolutions, this is why I feel they're bullshit, how many of those New Year's resolutions are kind of built on firm, solid foundations? Without them, they're gonna kind of fall away. They're gonna kind of set you up for failure. Now you know you're gonna just fall short. You're gonna trip yourself up. It's the high, vast expectation that you place upon yourself, you know, that leaves you feeling you failed, and that's just bullshit. You know, what I would absolutely encourage all of you to do is kind of minimize the jump. Yeah, minimize the jump, absolutely nail that, you know, get that down to a T, you know, and then just kind of expand upon it. Don't set yourself up for failure, set yourself up for success. Yeah, so I couldn't go out and ride 100 miles that day. I could only ride 100 yards that day, okay, but I would achieve that, repeat, and just stretch it. And this is why I'm here, you know, this very spot, because, you know, within months and months I was able to reach this spot, which is 3 miles from home. okay, and let me take you to the edge of where I looked, okay, and look down the trail. That trail, as you can see it reaching off into the distance, leaves town, okay, and I looked down that trail and I was sitting on that bench behind me feeling really emotional, feeling really emotional that I'd reached this point and I was on my own. That was the other scary thing about it. I was on my own and I was still needing to use a foot strap at that point. I would lay the bike sideways, and quite often I still do. And that's the other thing, is, you know, find an adaptability, just adjust to your situation. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me that I have to lie my bike over. I don't really mind about that, because you know what, I find an adaptability and it works for me. You know, I was able to cycle 500 miles around Scottish Highlands with Sarah, which was a trip of a lifetime, because you know what, I'm not worried about laying my bike over, and I'm not worried how that looks or how that seems. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. Pride, you know, you learn that you don't let pride get in the way, you adapt. Yeah. And you know, I was here and I was very emotional, thinking, oh my word, I never ever thought that I'd reach this point. I also never thought I'd get the other side of it. And that's what I want to really get across to you, is, you know, so much, guys, is possible. You know, cycling down that trail, so much is possible if we find the want, and also if we build upon the foundations. You know, so let it be 100 yards, turn that 100 yards into 200 yards, and eventually a mile. You know, and these days, in a day we can cycle 100 miles. You know, that is absolutely turning the impossible into the possible. So a few thoughts. So, you know, those of you who are thinking, you know what, I'm gonna kind of start this year and I'm gonna create this and I'm gonna do this, just kind of take a look at it and ask yourself, is the want in there? You know, and it's really good to explore where your want lies in life. You know, what is it that gives you the greatest joy? You know, Sarah always says, you know, if you go and find those things that you love in life, everything else begins to figure itself out. And at that level you begin to know who you are. You know, one of the greatest things you can ever do within this life is form and foster a deep sense of self and absolutely become your greatest friend. We're going to leave that with you. Wishing you all the most amazing 217, and one of the things I would say to you is, you know, get up. As a dear friend Matt says from Golden Glow Cycle Recycle, is get up, get out and get connected. On that note, a few pages that I would absolutely recommend that would be so beneficial for all of you in this year, this coming year of 2017, is Matt, Golden Glow Reiki, Cycle Recycle, Bushcraft Knowledge, Liam from Bushcraft Knowledge that we do some work with. Also we team up with amazing kind of philosophy on the great outdoors as well, and also another really cool page of inspiration is Challenge Sophie. She goes off and does the most amazing things outdoors. It's nice to know that we're not all the crazy ones too. So, you know, real inspiration, things that might just kind of foster and fuel and nurture that inspiration in you. So we're going to leave that all with you. I'm going to wish you the most amazing 217. Cheers guys, bye bye.